Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans. Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake, and I am joined by Dallas Sumo Club's Rick and Bubba Garza. Thanks for joining me today, guys. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. What's up? What's going down?
Chilling, man.
I've been kind of lax in my duties here. I feel like it's way overdue to have either and or both of you guys on the show. But I thought this was a great excuse. Short version is this event that we just had was kind of like your sumo anniversary. So why don't you tell me a little bit about Rollertown last year and how you guys decided to get in the ring?
All right. Well, first of all, I listened to Ben and Skin, who are like the local talk guys. Those guys are part owners of Rollertown, and last year they announced that they're releasing a Japanese lager, and we're already into like Japanese culture, and of course we're into beer, so we've tried all the Japanese lager that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
So this new one was coming out. We were like, well, let's go check it out. And I had already heard there was supposed to be sumo demo. And then I heard Corey on the radio as well. So I was like, okay, let's go check this out. And so we went out there, and they were standing right there, right at the edge of the mat, right next to the bar, just trying out this beer. Beer was really good. The beer last year was really good. And then we're just chilling there. And then I think Bubba's probably a little bit better at this part.
Corey, so me and Rick were actually on opposite sides of the dojo. Rick was at the bar, and I was on the wall just chilling with a beer.
Sure.
And Corey was like, oh, yeah, by the way, if you want to fight, we have waivers and extra mawashi. And me and Rick literally were like, we were both looking at Corey, and then we looked at each other, and we were just like, yeah, what's up? Like, let's go. And so we both went over there.
No words.
Nothing. And Corey, that was literally all we did. We literally just looked at each other and walked over there.
It seemed Corey, like you guys were kind of like on a hair trigger. You were waiting for somebody to say that, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much at that point, because we were like, whoa, these guys are actually like doing sumo. Because they had already gone through like the normal Tsuruyashi and the Shikos and everything, and they had been talking for a while and fighting already. So we were like, this is fucking cool already. And so then as soon as Corey was like, oh yeah, I forgot that we do this other part. And so we went over there and we were like, hey, where's the waiver? And Corey like looked at us. He was like, what? Waiver? And we were like, yeah, the waiver you just said. Like, you just said this. And he was like, oh shit. And he was like, okay. And like, yeah, I have the waiver for you. And so he had Jonathan Flowers tie us up, and we went to the back and we like stripped down all the way.
Like, we stripped our underwear.
No,
we went to our underwear. But we weren't planning to be in our underwear in public. Like, we were just, dude, and at this, we're already like 4 or 5 beers in. Like, we're feeling good. And then Corey's like, you want to fight? And we're like, yeah,
I want to fight.
Underwear or not, that's a lot more naked than like daily life, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
So like now that we like do demos ourselves with the club, like, dude, people do not take anything off. They want to wear their socks. All they want to do is take their shoes off and fight. Put them a washing on. And it's like, no, dude, take your socks off. Like, you can take your shirt off. And we tell them too. We're like, yeah, you can like strip as much as you need to.
Yeah, leave something on, because somebody else got to wear this belt later, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. The waiver thing, that I hadn't heard that little story before. Was Corey just kind of like going off his script and then was like, oh wait, crap, I forgot about that.
Yeah, literally that's like what happened. He was just like, oh yeah, we have a waiver. And then he was confused when we asked.
Well, I'm glad you signed it, but glad you didn't really need it.
Right.
But yeah, so what did you know about sumo before that? You mentioned like Japanese culture. You just kind of like anime guys or what, or where does that come from?
Definitely anime. We are into blades and swords, katanas and stuff like that. I collect weapons myself. We both collect weapons. But katana is obviously like the baddest sword ever, I guess you could say, in the Japanese sword. And then of course, a bunch of different types of anime and stuff that we've been into. Of course, food, obviously, and then the beer. I mean, the beer is really good. Of course, sake is good as fuck too. So.
Mm-hmm. No, that's kind of funny. So you were certainly familiar with what sumo was in general, right?
Right. Yeah, we just never actually participated, or again, I've seen highlights and stuff and here and there, but never seen like a full like basho or anything like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, and now that you are active sumo wrestlers, do you watch the pros now as well?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, I try to watch every match every morning. At this point, it's my morning breakfast, I guess.
Yeah. I love that. You get 2 weeks out of every what, like 8 or 9 that you get a little pick me up for breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
the
for
same way.
sure.
Oh well. So there was one more question about last year's Rollertown before I kind of talk about where we've been from there. And this has been baffling me ever since last weekend when I went down and saw the venue for the first time. How the hell did you fit a ring in there? That was in the
That
same bar, right? Like that
Yeah,
was
it was in the tap room. Literally, it was like literally all the way almost up to the bar last year.
yeah.
Like the mat was like set up. It was in the corner, but there was barely enough space, and it went all the way to the mat. The mat went all the way to the edge of the bar, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So it was literally like just standing room everywhere, and everyone was just standing outside, all on the left side and stuff like that. So I mean, the ring took up most of the space, but it was fun. It was Rollertown's biggest. Last year was their biggest turnout, so that's why this year they wanted to go bigger.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll certainly get to that because yeah, this was pretty big. But yeah, so you guys you just wrestle each other, or did they have you guys go against guys in the club, or what was it like last year?
No, so we did end up fighting everybody. They let us fight each other first, which I just think especially at the time they were like, no, fight someone from the club first. That way you get a feel for what you're doing. No, you're not just like teeing off on your brother or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But they were like, no, we're tired. Y'all fight. Like y'all can fight. It's fine. They told us later. They were like, oh, we were tired, so we were like, yeah, y'all fight.
They'll just
Yeah,
want
and
in a
So
we
second.
probably
Yeah.
had like we probably had like eight little fights just that first day.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Then I even got to the point where I was like I had to tap out because I was feeling the beer and I was still drinking beer the whole time while I was fighting. And I was like, if I keep fighting, I'm gonna end up puking, but I want to keep drinking beer, so I'm gonna stop and keep drinking beer.
people started buying us beers.
Yeah,
Too. Like I was going
for
up
real.
there to go grab more, and like two different people. Like whenever the first time I had walked up there after I put the Mawashi on a fight, they were like, "Oh, that's so cool!" And then they were like, "Here, you can take these." And so I was like, "Oh shit, okay, thank you." You know,
Yeah,
freaking
not
out.
gonna turn that
That's
down.
cool. Yeah, right. I'm not turning down free beer.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny. But
but
yeah,
yeah,
so you
so me,
guys oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, yeah, me and Rick fought first, and then I think Rick beat me that first match, and like just after that, it kind of snowballed.
Kind of trickled in, and then Bubba eventually fought Kyle,
Mm.
and like it was a pretty good bout, and he ended up dropping Kyle. Of course, I'm sure Kyle wasn't going like
Nah,
110%. It was a
Kyle
demo,
was not.
but everyone is freaking out because they kept announcing Kyle's gold medalist winner and Bubba's first time doing sumo and fucking dropped him, and everyone's
Yeah.
just cheering. It was pretty fun. It
Everybody
was good
freaked out.
entertainment.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. The you guys, especially in Dallas, I think you guys have done enough demos that you get the feel for how to work the crowd like that. And it seems like that was kind of how they were getting everybody
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
last year too.
they were definitely doing it, playing
Oh
it up.
man. So the journey from there, that was what, March last year? March of 22?
Yeah.
What was next? Did you guys just like just show up at practices and stuff like that, or yeah, what came next for you?
Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much been to every Keiko since then. Well, we every Sunday Keiko because Dallas does Wednesday and Sunday,
Hmm.
but we pretty much make every Sunday Keiko, or we've made every one since then.
Gotcha.
I
So
mean,
you guys are probably just like fresh off getting home and cleaning up after one, aren't you?
no, yeah. We just got done with Keiko.
Was this the first one since last weekend's event?
Yeah.
For
us.
for us, yeah. 'Cause I believe they had Keiko on Wednesday,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was the first one for us back, and didn't feel bad at all. I mean, I felt pretty well together, I mean, even though we just had a brutal 12 round
Yeah.
tournament.
That was yeah. Well, like I said, we'll get to Rollertown of this year, but yeah, that was brutal. I'm sore, and I didn't even wrestle on Saturday. But yeah, so you guys started going to Keiko. Bubba, I see you are wearing the same T-shirt that I am. Was this
Yeah.
was the Cowboy Cup 22? Was that the first competition for you guys?
Yep.
Yep.
So that was our first tournament. We showed up. It was outside at Panther Island Pavilion in Fort Worth, and there was a bunch of crazy stuff going on. You were doing it at like a Fit Games, so there was people doing all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
we had only been doing sumo maybe 4 months at that point.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was I think June. So yeah, you'd just
Yes.
been just Keiko and then just boom, just tossed into the deep end like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And so
that was pretty tough. So yeah, you guys would have both been in the same heavyweight division with like Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Khalil was there.
Khalil. Yeah, let me look it up real quick. It was one of the Egyptian guys that doesn't travel all that often was there too. I think he ended up
Yeah,
winning
yeah,
that division.
yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
Was
that
it
guy was.
Mataz?
Mataz? No, that
I,
was the other one, I think.
Oh, was he the smaller one?
Yeah.
yeah, I think he was the light heavyweight guy. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. Like I'm too deep now. I gotta know. Kamal. It was Kamal. That was his
Kamal,
name.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he was on fire that day.
Mhm.
I think he was the only guy that beat Kyle all day long.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a fun event. I don't know about you, but what I remember, even as a guy not doing any wrestling, was the heat from that one.
Oh, for sure.
It was so hot.
I think
Yeah,
we saw one temp thing hit at least 101 maybe.
Mm.
So it got pretty brutal.
At the end of the day, once we were breaking everything down, my mom told me that it was at 111 under that tent.
Oh,
Oh,
brutal.
So
yeah.
We were cooking.
frying.
Yeah, it was
And,
either like get out in the sun and get a little bit of a breeze and just melt from the sun, or like stay under the tent where the air is stagnant and at least not get sunburned. Like it was a lose lose. Yeah, I remember. I just kind of like once all the water was gone from the cooler, I would just like occasionally just walk by and dunk my head in the ice water and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, dude.
oh, brutal. But that one was a blast. That was June last year, and if my stats are up to date, I think the next time I saw you guys was Consulates in Austin.
Yeah.
Was that your next one?
Yes.
Yep, that was second tournament.
Gotcha. How did you feel like because that by that point you'd been like 6 months instead of like 3 or so.
Yeah.
How did it feel different going into your second tournament?
Definitely had a little more confidence. I mean, we had definitely more Keikos, more bouts under our belt.
Mhm.
And just a little more confidence, a little more in our figuring out our own sumo style. I mean, that's mostly it. I mean, I ended up fighting Eric that night or that day, and that was a bit intimidating, but it's, you just try to fight through it.
Mhm. Eric Wynn, North
Yeah,
Carolina.
Eric Wynn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he went on to get a bunch of medals that day. So yeah, that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you survived it, right? You went in the ring with him. You walked out. That's got to feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else have you guys done since then? I think was there Houston last year? Were you guys at that one?
Yeah, we went to Houston and we went to the team tournament
In San Antonio.
San Antonio this spring. Yeah. So then Rollertown in your first year, I guess that makes Cowboy, Consulates, Houston. This makes your 5th event in just a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why don't we talk a little bit about just this year's event, Rollertown? What was different from last year? What was better? How did you guys feel about it? I guess.
So the whole tournament style was different. We were trying to do it like give a nod to professional sumo.
Right.
And so, the sheer amount of fights that we had, like for everybody, it was 12 bouts back to back, or well, not even back to back, throughout the day, but just standing out there, and it wasn't just too hot or anything. It definitely wasn't Cowboy Cup, but like, we're all standing out there getting burnt, trying to stay amped, trying to stay in the zone for fighting. So I enjoyed it. It was awesome. I feel like I didn't do as well as I could have, but once I got and I fought Eric first, and then I fought Mark Jones, and then I fought Hayden. So I fought all 3 of them back to back, and like after I fought Eric, like I just I know I could have fought better, and like I know my mind wasn't there. But like he still obviously he blew me the hell up. Like, dude, that's even on the news. Like me getting launched out of the ring.
That specific match, you going into the 3rd row or whatever.
Yeah, dude. They're interviewing Eric for Channel 5 or whatever, and like they played the thing of me getting yeeted out of the ring. And I was like, dang. I was like, well, there's nothing I can do about that.
I'm on TV.
Yeah. Oh man. But so I got put through the ringer right away, and so like after that I was like, it's whatever now. Like I fought basically the top people in the heavyweight division. Now Eric's not even a heavyweight; he's a light heavy, but still, he hits like a fucking heavy.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
can go back a little bit to Friday. with the Keiko with Gaga, and
Mhm.
that was even now, even today, like Corey, we're running our own Keiko. How Gaga ran the Keiko on last Friday. I
Awesome.
mean, it's great. I mean, honestly, it just Shikos are like the biggest thing, and we did hella Shikos, and I guess a new different type of stretching, like with the Matawati stretching, and it's a little bit, I guess, more no, I don't want to say like force, but just like more strengthening, trying to push someone down.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, just
the splits where somebody pushes on your
yeah,
back. Yeah,
yeah,
I
and
gotcha.
it's just awesome just to be able just to be there with Gaga, just to
Mhm.
learn from a pro.
That was so cool. Yeah, if you missed our preview, or if you didn't catch it all on the live stream, the basic format for the weekend was Friday training with Gagamaru. Friday night we did the draft where we selected who was on the East team and the West team, and then Saturday we did a semi round robin where everybody on the East team was matched up against almost everybody on the West team and vice versa. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but we the original plan was to do the full thing, so you would face every single guy on the other side. That would have been 18 matches instead of 12.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, the tournament that we ended up doing lasted like what 4 or 5 hours or so of
Yeah.
just that division, and it would have been another 50% longer if we didn't like
Dang. Okay.
kind of like cut it down. Gotta do a little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
moderation here.
Would have been
Um,
fighting until the sun came down.
yeah, but yeah, so that Keiko with Gagamaru was just so cool. There's pictures all over Instagram. Everybody's
Yeah,
got
and
stuff from
you
that day.
you wrapped up and you were there with us too, right?
Yeah, on Friday, I didn't have to do any work, I guess. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna miss this chance. I'm gonna do some training with these guys. And
Oh
it
yeah.
was really fun watching one thing that I didn't know from pro sumo training, or maybe this is something Gaga just kind of adapted, but he kind of like split us up into groups.
Right. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really coll. I dug that as well.
Yeah. So like when we got to the point of doing matches and Butsukari and stuff like that, it was like, okay, women wrestlers, youth wrestlers, small slash beginner guys, why don't you come over here? Obviously, that was very much me in that group. Then there was like middle-sized guys that have some experience, and then there's like, all right, biggest and best guys go in group three. And we moved up, so we were at least getting matches against people that were somewhat
Yeah.
closer to our level, so we could all mess around a little bit.
Right.
Um,
Definitely dug the whole like you have to get 10 matches in.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
How did
like, I
that
mean
go for
it's
you guys? Were you both in group three?
Yeah.
yeah, we both in group 3 with of course when we in there with the big guys.
Mhm.
It went pretty well. I mean, it's funny because Edibo, he probably ended up getting 20 matches, but he just kept getting in there and fighting. So I fought him quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think me and Bubba fought a couple times. I think Mark Jones is the only guy ended up not fighting.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I fought Mark either. I didn't fight Mark or Eric.
I know
That first.
Mark got to he came in a little bit later on Friday. He wasn't there from the beginning, so I wonder if
Yeah.
if he just didn't have as much time. But yeah, that was a blast. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like back to back matches, like without even like a break, when somebody else is jumping right in the ring again after that, it's like, wow, that if I'm glad I'm not better, because I would have had to do it longer and then probably would have puked or something.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so yeah, the Friday training was really cool. And you mentioned that Corey's already taken some tips from that in your Keikos.
Yeah, we pretty much adapted almost the same thing into our Keiko today, at least. And Corey even mentioned that we'll continue that. I mean, of course, add more if we need to, other stuff. But yeah, we pretty much did the same Gaga Keiko today, so felt good. Like I said, a lot more Shikos, so
Sure.
it's not
Yeah.
a bad thing.
No. Yeah, it's for me, it's always like the patience, you got to get through them. But did he have you like doing them on the sidelines while watching matches, like Gaga was trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
encourage
for
us?
sure. The
Yeah,
same thing, yeah. While the other guys are fighting, make sure you're staying busy, Shikos or
sure.
whatever else.
Stay warm, stay
Right.
yeah, stay loose and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
Oh.
stay active.
So, the tournament itself, though, like we mentioned, you guys had 12 matches. You guys were just rolling all day long here. What are some of the highlights from you guys? What did you think about the team format? Oh yeah, because by the way, Rick and Bubba were drafted immediately opposite each other. So your final match, yeah, and so like we kind of set it up similar to Pro Sumo, where like the very last day is where like the Yokozuna will face the Yokozuna and the Ozaki will face. So it's kind of like everybody will face their exact opposite. So yeah, you
Right.
guys had like 11 matches to build up until the showdown between you two on the final
Yep.
round.
Right,
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We'll get to that, but before that, I had some of my favorite matches were with like Brandon Alexander from Mighty Eagle.
Mhm.
That was a good fight. Like and we went at it. We're definitely and he headbutt the shit out of me on my chin. And like for the next couple of days, I was like, man, why does my chin hurt? And I finally rewatched the fight, and I was like, that's why my chin hurts. He
Uh,
headbutt me right there.
I
But
was
yeah,
gonna
that was a
call
really
that
good
out.
fight.
I was just looking at your record. I think that's probably your best win.
Yeah,
Brandon, yeah, Brandon is a hell of a wrestler too. So taking him out in the tournament, that's pretty cool. Yeah, any other highlight matches for you, Rick?
uh,
Let me
let's
bring up your
see.
record here. Looks like you got you beat Drew, you beat Paul Mitchell,
I
Nick
hadn't
and
fought
Matt.
Paul yet, so that was a good fight with Paul.
Okay.
He's got some good leg strength.
Um, yeah, I've been watching him. He pops up on Instagram all the time. He's been working out like crazy the last couple months or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you, Bubba? Other than obviously we'll get to your final showdown, but
Yeah.
any other ones stand out for you?
When I fought Perry, I was gonna say, Perry was one of the younger guys, and so he'd fought in the youth division, and he was, even last time we met him at the team tournament in San Antonio, and so even then he was like real hype about fighting everybody and not just staying in youth.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. He had a pretty good tachi eye. I like the way he came off and came out. But I ended up headlock throwing him, so like that was cool. I haven't actually hit one of those in a match since I
Oh
was
yeah.
in high school. So, and I was like, well, I get to throw someone, so that's awesome. So it was fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
Also,
I was go ahead.
sorry, I got to fight my little sister too,
That's
right
the
before
other
I
one I was
fought
gonna
Rick.
bring up.
Yeah, so I fought Lucy, and I think I just pushed her out, but I know exactly how she fights. We've been fighting since we were little, because me and her are like the closest in age. So we're like a year apart at most. No, we're a couple years apart, but she's like, she always comes in with her head down. Even ever since she was a little kid, she's always just like head down, like eyes up, coming in with a tachi eye before we even knew what that was. So
Sure.
yeah, so like I know all her moves, but it was a
That's
fun
funny.
match.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, especially it's you get to you get to fight, but nobody's getting in trouble for it.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Oh well, yeah. What do you guys want to say about your final match there, where you guys were locking horns for your last match of the day?
I mean, well, we've been fighting each other, I know, since we're doing the sumo, and in the demos, we'll do what I like to call just Supati Fest, where we'll just go out there and just Supati the shit out of each other for the demos.
Sure,
So I've
make it a
asked,
show, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I asked Bubba, I was like, you want to try to do the same? If we end up fighting each other, you want to try to do it at the tournament? And we were like, yeah. And it was like, all right, well, and if it's tournament, like we're gonna try to knock each other out. Like
Yeah.
we're trying
Yeah.
to hit the fuck
It's
out of
like
each other.
in
So we came out, we were swinging, and that's like we were talking about it yesterday. A lot of it was actually like arm defense. Like we were trying to strike each other, and we were both just knocking each other's arms out. So we were making contact, but it wasn't like we were defending enough where it wasn't hard enough contact. But we were still hitting each other.
Yeah.
But I think eventually it got to the point to where I was able to arch back, and Bubba was overextended, and I tossed him to the left. But yeah, we stood there and we were just I'm sure, I don't know if you rewatch the thing, you hear Bruce is like, oh man, who worries about going for the body and they can just hit the head.
yeah.
but but yeah,
Well, I was gonna say it's actually even like doing it at demos, we do go hard sometimes. So like I'm used to it, or even at Keiko.
Hmm.
But it's for me, like when I'm fighting Rick, it's less effective if I'm hitting him in the body because he won't go back that way. Like it
Sure.
doesn't work. I have to hit him in the face or nothing's gonna happen. He won't. He's not. He's like his body's gonna keep coming, and I'm just gonna end up backing up and losing. So I was like, I'm just gonna slap the hell out of him, like that's all we can do here, and I may as well.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, to a little guy like me, you guys both seem like equally huge. But like, is that the general dynamic with the two of you? Rick, do you generally come forward more?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I try to. I
Mhm.
mean, I I I at least feel like I'm a little bit bigger than Bubba, so I gotta try to be a little bit faster and come forward more.
Not let him sneak out of the way and let you keep going out or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, Bubba's pretty quick, so
Yeah, I'm
if
faster than I should be.
yeah, if he starts sidestepping me, then he'll get me.
Mhm. Yeah, Bubba, how would you describe your style? Is it like is that lateral movement like a main thing that you focus on?
Yeah, so I end up like the supati for me is more of a distraction.
Mm,
It's an opening move. So, I'll slap someone and then headbutt them, or if I'm not outright tachiing, or I'll notawa someone, or I'll hit them just to get their face away from me and to like give them some. And so then they're like, "Oh shit." And then we were both wrestlers in high school, so one of the main things that they teach you in wrestling is head fighting and hand fighting. So like I'm really very grabby and hand fighty. So like
sure.
I'll grab your wrist and pull you into me and stuff like that. So like for me, I'm used to grabbing. So like bringing a belt into it, where it's like, oh, I can just grab their mawashi. Like that's better. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna grab you and shove my head in.
You got an extra handle there, yeah.
Yeah,
No, for
exactly.
sure.
So like I'll slap you and headbutt you and then grab you and then move to the side to turn you this way.
Sure.
And once people like once they realize that they're getting drug around, they're gonna react and they're gonna open up a little depending on how you do, depending on who you're
Sure.
fighting. So, but I'm very much more like deflect and move around to grab the belt.
Gotcha. And Rick, that's more Supari, is that more of an offensive move for you than a distraction?
Yeah, I definitely try to use my supati. I mean, I'm literally, and a lot of it's I'm not even trying to like hit your face. It's more of like put my hand in your face to like distract you or just push you, like pretty much like I guess like a face palm, and
Hmm.
then you just literally throw you off balance. And then if I can get to the belt, I get to the belt. But I'm just trying to stand you up and I don't know, make you go backwards.
I gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, what has that was that kind of what you guys wanted to do coming in, or did that style develop over the last year or so you've been wrestling?
It's definitely developed. I mean, I didn't really do. I mean, I've done a little bit, I guess, a little bit like MMA training here and there, but I've never really done like boxing or anything like that. So
Hmm.
using my hands, I'm just mostly coming from like football, which is just like the high karate. You're just trying to push them. Um, but I guess just trying to learning to stay wide and low is the biggest thing that I've learned from sumo, and that's helped out a lot, especially with this last tournament. Like after watching it, noticed that my butt's lower and my legs are wider.
Sure. So yeah, that was pretty cool watching you guys go, because one of the added benefits that I got that I thought was really cool is Bruce on commentary. Have you guys met Bruce before? I think he was at the Cowboy Cup last
He was
year.
Yeah,
at
we met
Cowboy
him at
Cup.
Cowboy
Yeah.
Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're talking about Bruce Henderson from Tachiai, who's a wealth of sumo knowledge, and he doesn't follow amateur sumo as much as he does pro sumo. So for me, it was really cool watching somebody like that come in who's got all those years of experience, and I just got to sit next to him and hear him analyze all the stuff that I'm not, experienced and smart enough to figure out. And yeah, like you said, by the end of it, like he was calling out you guys specifically of like, oh yeah, they're trying to take each other's head off and all that. There were a number of matches later in the day as he had gotten to know the wrestlers where he'd have these cool insights and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, rewatching that tournament is definitely good for not just for seeing the tape, but also there might be some sneaky little coaching moments in there from Bruce on commentary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was real good.
Hmm. But yeah, so the day ended 12 matches. And Rick, you got the edge in this one. You came out with 7-5, and Bubba at 6-6. Both pretty awesome, because there was this was kind of an interesting way to format a tournament, because the guys at the top came out like soaking up all the wins. So
Yeah.
even going 50-50 is like, way above the norm for for where everybody ended up. But Yeah, no, I thought it was great. You guys both did amazing, and I loved the endurance aspect of the tournament. What
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part.
yeah. So I mean, almost every time there's a tournament, we want everybody's clamoring for as many matches as they can get because that's kind of what's at a premium when you're traveling for sumo. What did you guys think about having like all these matches back to back rather than just like a climb the bracket kind of thing?
I thought it was good because like you said, if bracket style, you lose twice and that's it. But this tournament, like you're guaranteed all these fights, so you're guaranteed to get in there. You're guaranteed to go against multiple different types of people, multiple types of styles of fighting.
Sure.
So it gives you opportunity to learn and get better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I hope we get at least a handful of more round robin style tournaments just cuz like you got to get your money's worth for traveling and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you get to know the wrestlers a lot better if you see their name pop up a whole bunch of times. So yeah, I certainly enjoyed it from a MC/spectator kind of standpoint.
Nice.
But
Yeah, yeah. So do
but
you have a favorite match from that day?
I do. I don't think Edibo's gonna like it if I call it out, but I gotta say
It's in the mark.
the one where Edibo was fighting Mark Jones at the Tawada there, and he didn't want to, like Edibo had a chance to step out, but he wanted to he wanted to do some tripping and fighting there, and Mark was like, I guess I'm not gonna let you sneak one on me by slowing down at the edge here, so we're going for a ride.
Yeah, yeah, that was nice and brutal.
Yeah, one of the probably like second or third to final. Yeah, so I think it was later in the day. It was probably round 10 or 11 out of 12. But yeah, Mark Jones versus Edibo, the best heavyweight in the country versus, in my opinion, the best lightweight in the country. And
Yep.
there's a reason weight classes exist. So,
Yes, there is.
but no, they both did amazing. But yeah, the final result was probably the most memorable match of the day for me.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good match.
But yeah, before we go, I want to talk about what's coming up next because you guys are both mainstays of Dallas Sumo Club right now. So what is next for Dallas is the second annual Cowboy Cup. What I know there's definitely plenty still to be developed. We're recording this on Sunday the 7th, and the event is like what, maybe 5-6 weeks out. So I know there's still a lot to go, but yeah, what do we know so far about that event?
So Cowboy Cup's going to be on June the 17th,
17.
and it'll be at the Dallas Convention Center with USA Fit Games. So
Okay.
there's gonna be a bunch going on. It's a big bodybuilding competition, and then they're gonna have sumo and a ton of other stuff going on. So it should just be like a regular tournament, like you were saying, or like we were saying earlier. This tournament was very trying to be traditional, trying to do it the way the pros do. But this next tournament will be much like Consulate Cup or the last Cowboy Cup.
Sure.
So
More the traditional double elimination brackets for the most part kind
Right.
of deal. Yeah, gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, that's almost like it's almost old hat at this point to just go back to brackets after we.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think
I agree.
I loved Rollertown, but yeah, you can't do every tournament that way. You can't just do like 6 straight hours of sumo for every tournament like that.
Yeah, no.
We'll leave that for Rollertown.
Yeah, there you go. It'll be the Rollertown special. But no, so Cowboy Cup last year was I think we did every men's weight class, and then there was a women's open weight. So yeah. I mean, just like any tournament, it depends a little bit on who signs up and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
I'm
you said
pretty sure it'll be similar.
I gotcha. You said it was at Fit Games. Is that similar to like FitCon?
Yeah,
we're just talking
so
like convention of like sports stuff, right?
Yeah, so it's like a bodybuilding convention, specifically bodybuilding. They like told
Gotcha.
me specifically there because I'm the one talking to them. So I've been the club liaison for a little bit. So like I talk to everybody about demos and stuff. So
very cool.
I've been in contact with them, and they're like, yeah, we like our main thing is bodybuilding. We have like a full bodybuilding showing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing like a whole whatever, judging on those people.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if
And
you're gonna do bodybuilding, though, you gotta look at all types of bodybuilding, right? Sumo's kind of
Yeah,
bodybuilding.
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Different
No, they
dimensions, I
even
guess.
said they even told me that they were really excited that they wanted us to be there. They were like, "Yeah, you're gonna hold the tournament here? Yes, please."
That's so cool.
So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah, keep an eye out for more on that. I'm hoping that as we get closer, as we have some more details, we can get some more coverage on that. But as of now, I know that there's still we gotta help Corey recover from planning Rollertown however we can, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah. No, he was the MVP of the day for sure, and the fact that he managed to even like complete all of his matches was impressive to me. But yeah, Corey put together so much of Rollertown, and you guys as well as guys like Jared. I know Eton was a big part of getting some of the crafts and stuff together. I know Hayden helped like build the ring.
Hayden built the slopes that were on the sides of the ring to keep us from actually just fucking falling on our
Yeah,
faces.
so cool. Like not just for safety, but also like the look of that ring was just spot on. Who else am I missing? Because like just coming in kind of late, I didn't see everything. But who else was helping with stuff?
Just about everyone from the Sumo Club kind of pulled through. I mean, you got Aaron and Russell. Of course, Caitlin helped out a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Just everyone that was there. Drew was there helping out.
Malicious Grounds brought us the mats.
Yeah, Malicious Grounds hooked us
Cool.
up big time.
Yeah, so they're local out of Oak Cliff. So Malicious Grounds.
Yeah, didn't they have a couple guys at the Cowboy Cup last year?
Yeah, they had like two, 3 guys from the Cowboy Cup come out last year.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure if they're still doing sumo, but they still have everything else, like doing wrestling and BGJ out there.
That's awesome that you guys are at the very least still in contact. Maybe we can get some recruits at some point there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I real quick also wanted to call out other people that were helping out, because I know that not everybody was able to compete. Here's my list. Yeah, so in particular, we have a couple wrestlers that were currently injured, but still wanted to make the trip. So beyond obviously everybody from Dallas, we also had Matt Shields from Chicago came down. He did
Matt
side
Shields.
judging. And I'm gonna see if I can get Jamal on the show too. Another guy
Nice.
from Chicago is his first tournament, so got to talk about that from an outside, not an outsider's, but like a newer wrestler's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had also on side judging, we had Kaylin out of Iron Mountain. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about it too much today. I'm gonna talk more about the other divisions in a second episode. There's too much on Rollertown to cover in one episode here. But yeah, so Kaylin brought her son Ben, national youth lightweight champion. Ben came down to compete in the youth division. We had Hunter Williams out of Ohio came down to do the training, but he's still a little bit too hurt to wrestle officially at full speed. But he was a huge help to me in particular on the day of the tournament, when it was like, I just need somebody who's not wrestling today who can just run around and do stuff. And Hunter was incredibly helpful for that.
Yeah.
Similar for Ben Marquez. Ben was able to do the training. But yeah, he's just not healed up all the way enough to do full speed matches all day long. So he helped a ton with the streaming. I think he also did some side judging and stuff.
Yeah.
Esty came up from Austin from Dark Circle Sumo to help with side judging. We had our referees, Nick Ton out of Shokeki in Houston, and Tom Zabel, the Mighty Eagle himself out of San Antonio. Those guys also deserve a huge shout out for reffing. Let's see, 108 plus. So in the neighborhood of like 270-ish matches over the course of the day.
Dang, nice.
Not each, but they split them about 50-50. And damn, that is a tall order. At nationals, I think they had like 4 referees that they were going through, and that's the only show I can think of that was like more matches in one day. So yeah, that was huge. As mentioned, Bruce Henderson from Tachi came out. He did the commentary. We had Ben and Skin, those radio show guys that you mentioned. They were like the draft captains. They had a blast with us Friday night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Stuck around for most of Saturday, just checking it out, having fun. And in particular, our guest of honor, Gagamaru, would not have been there if it wasn't for the Dallas Sumo Club Okami-san, Siggy Sauer.
Yeah, exactly.
Siggy is behind the scenes. I think she does it on purpose, staying behind the scenes as much as she can, but she is a huge factor in making everything happen with Dallas Sumo and all these events. In particular, getting in touch with Gagamaru and getting him over to Dallas. So, yeah, huge shout out to everybody who helped run it behind the scenes. Yeah, because like you guys are on camera and stuff like that, but there's a lot more people that aren't in the ring that are making this stuff happen. Yeah, obviously I got to shout those people out because I'm one of them. So we got to mention how important those people are, right?
Yeah, you did badass too, bro. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun putting together a type of bracket that had never been done before. So I'm pretty proud of the way that I used my nerd powers to make sumo happen.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, I am excited to see you guys at the Cowboy Cup, but as is tradition for first-time guests on Grand Sumo Breakdown, we got to close with a very important question here. What is your karaoke song? At the end of the night, you guys have had too many beers, and it's last call, and the karaoke mic is open for the first time in a while, and you can't resist. What song do you put on? I need both of you. I need 2 answers for it. But what's your song? And it can't be Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. I already got dibs on that one. Already got dibs
damn
there.
it. Damn.
No, what do you think?
No, I was gonna say I think I've only ever done karaoke like twice in my life. But I did Big Iron by Marty Robbins. So I'll pick that one. That
nice, a classic. Okay. What about you,
dude,
Rick?
I love karaoke, so I have a few in my arsenal that I like to go with. But my first one is always Johnny Pole Bodies. So I'm just let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh, we got drunk and sung that on Siggy's birthday.
Yeah.
I forgot we did that. Holy shit.
Yeah, we went out for Siggy's birthday and they had karaoke and we sang that nice and drunk.
Oh, that's incredible. You got to live stream your karaoke parties, not just your sumo tournaments down there in Dallas.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you for joining me. We got Rick and Bubba Garza out of Dallas Sumo Club. Find all these tournaments on Dallas Sumo Club's YouTube page, and also make sure to follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the good stuff. Dallas is one of the clubs that is out on everything. So you guys absolutely crush it in the marketing game. So you are probably the easiest sumo club to find. Somebody is looking to do sumo, especially in Dallas, Fort Worth there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And like I said, look forward to seeing you wrestle again next month at Cowboy Cup.
All right. Yeah, man. Thank you.
See you, dude.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high
and keep moving forward.